take me through the roller coaster ride of China's ascent and how they have been able to dominate on the world stage, leading to 2 consecutive world championships.
So in the past, China was a bit of a joke as well, right? Where Korea's style was utter perfection. It was counterpunching. It was the way you played League of Legends. It's how for years everyone looked at as the way to go. You play that calm vision soaking style where you are bleeding out the other team's eyes and you are cutting them 1,000 times with paper cuts. And when it's the right time to get that big counterpunch in and they make a mistake, you punch them, you steal Baron, and then you win the game. And that was the way you played. You played that 35, 40-minute game, six animated carries. And China over here was playing like buffoons, right? They were throwing these level 1 team fights. They looked sloppy. They looked unprepared. They would do these wild turret dives that, oh, wow, cool. You got, a 1K gold lead, but you gave up the entire map. You gave up all this vision. You gave all this control over the jungle for this wild tower dive. And people laughed at them, and I laughed at them. And it was a thing of even the staunchest LPL fan was like, yeah, they played this wild style. I mean, it's fun to watch. It's exciting to watch. And they get teams to the finals. They get teams to the semifinals. But they never are going to beat South Korea. But as the game has shifted and it's become a much quicker pace game, a much more team-focused game where it's a lot more of these skirmishes and a lot more of these 5-on-team fights over neutral objectives, China has risen. And they've gone from a region that's been overlooked to the top region in the world. And it's not going to slow down anytime soon, Arda, because we've talked about this for a long time. What's the gap? The gap is development. And what region is developing the best young talent for the next generation? Because League of Legends is a game that's going to be around for a long time. This is a game that I could think 10 years from now, we're going to the 20th World Championships. I would be very shocked if we don't. Back in the day, it was a thing of like, when's League going to die? Like because the past esports, like the Quakes and the StarCrafts, they have their big rise and they have their big fall. So it was always a thing of like, oh sure, China one day might get there, but the interest in League of Legends is going to be dead by then. We're going to go on to the new game. There's going to be a new esport to take over, and we've kind of just seen that League of Legends has grown bigger and bigger each year, and China's been at the forefront of that. And now that we're in the point of like looking to the future of League of Legends in the next 10 years, who's going to touch China? Look at their pipeline. Look at their system. They have 25, 30 secondary development teams. They have by far the biggest servers. They have 9 servers. They have a super server. They have new talent, growing each day, and the money is just there. It's not in North America. It feels like we're spending big monies, but there's nothing coming back. Look at China. Like Arda, you posted in our ESPN section, you posted so many videos of like, oh, here's a Nike LPL commercial. Oh, here's a McDonald's LPL commercial. Oh, here's a TES in like a full spread magazine in GQ. It's like, it's a different world in China. And China has gone from this wild, crazy region where they're never going to win anything because they play too fast to now being the premier style of League of Legends. And they are the kingpins. They are the future because look at how much money they make. And it comes down to which regions can invest more. And North America can invest a lot, but nowhere near China, especially because they're actually making profits in China. Teams are actually making money because you have McDonald's wanting to put, Victory 5 in a commercial. A team that didn't even make the World Championship got a McDonald's commercial, Arda. Like, it's insane. Like, China is leading the forefront of League of Legends for now and in the far distant future because it's just getting bigger and bigger over there. And until other regions start to get that same sort of success from the general public, more money comes in, they're not going to be able to create this infrastructure where you have 30 teams around the country play, and you get to pick from those 30 teams. There probably are diamonds in the rough on each one, and you have the next Jackie Love, you have the next Zoom on those teams. Where in North America, we're oh hey Oceana, you're now part of us. Yeah, tactical. Like when we get tactical, it feels like we got tactical, right? Tactical is an amazing player, and that's one of Tactical and Blabber and a few others have been like the true rookie superstars that we've really found in the last 5 years. Where in China, they trip over tacticals. They're tripping over 20 tacticals on the way here, right? Where in China, there's 50 tacticals all fighting for that one spot in the LPL, Where here we are starving for one tactical, and that's nothing against tactical. Tactical is a world-class player, but China just has so many of those players fighting in that spot. I mean, we've seen the ascension of Huang Feng, and he's an amazing player. Maybe could be one of the best players in the world. But there's always a new Huang Feng behind the next one. There's always someone new in the pipeline in every single position. Where in other regions, even Europe and Korea, who have big player bases and have really good minor league systems, can't touch China. And that's why China right now is the big bad of the League of Legends world. And they're not changing, Arda. More money is coming in, more viewership's coming in. It might become the number one watched sport in all of China for all we know in the next few years. That's a possibility. That's not a joke. That's not a future prediction of like if the stars align, if aliens come down, LPL could be the number one watched sport in China. That could actually happen. The young generation loves the LPL so much. It's already become such a global phenomenon in that country that the sky's the limit. And as China grows, other regions just can't match them. And China has really just taken over the driver's seat, and you have to applaud them. It's awesome to see. I've been to China. I've been to China for Worlds, and it hits different. Worlds hits differently in China when you see these sea of fans, millions of scalpers. It's just a different world over there. It's like
how many is it? 3 million or 2 million for 6,000 seats for 6,000 tickets at this Worlds final?
3 million people registering for 6,000 seats at the Pudong Stadium. It's ludicrous.
So, as I mentioned, there will be an LPL team in the grand final once again. So it will be essentially a home game for them at Pudong Stadium. The first ever event to happen at Pudong Stadium, by the way. So that's going to be a huge coronation, having one of the biggest esports events of the year happening in that stadium. In these conditions, having fans there is a feat in itself. And we've mentioned this on the show, but we got to give Riot credit for what they've been doing for Worlds.
Brilliant.